Hello my friends, here's the card we will be making today, so let's get started. I already die cut this white cardstock using this die from Simon Says Stamp called Bundles of Stitch Shapes, and here's the stamp I will be using called Favorite Flowers, also from Simon Says Stamp. To save myself some time, I double mounted my stamps on one block, and I'm going to stamp the solid image first using this pink Pirouette ink from Stampin' Up. It's a very light pink, which is the color of the wedding that they wanted, which was pink and gray. And then now I'm going to make a mask by stamping that same image on a post-it note, and I'm simply going to cut it out. And then I'm going to lay this mask atop this stamped image on my cardstock. And now I'm using this light green pistachio pudding ink, and I'm going to stamp the solid leaf image and overlap the mask I made, and this will give the appearance that the leaves are behind the flower once I remove that mask. So I'm stamping 4 leaves, and here's the final one. And then this stamp set has a scribble line art that goes on top. So I'm using a darker ink from Stampin' Up called Wild Wasabi, and I'm stamping that atop the leaves to get this little detail on top of the stamped image. So here's the final one there. And then I'm going to remove the mask to reveal the flower, and you can see it gives the appearance that the leaves are behind. I'm using my embossing buddy here to remove the static, and I'm going to stamp this also doodled image on top with Versamark ink, which is a clear embossing ink, and I'm using silver embossing powder, and I'm tapping off the excess, and then I'm just simply going to melt this with my embossing tool. Now it's time to get to the customized sentiment using the names of the bride and groom. I'm using Lawn Fawn's alphabet stamp called Claire's ABCs, and I'm also stamping this in the Versamark ink, and then again using my silver embossing powder, and again tapping off the excess and just melting it with my heat tool. I'm using this sentiment from the same flower stamp set, and I'm just using black ink, and I'm doing a little fix here because the Y did not stamp all the way, so I just used a thin black marker to fix that. And then now I'm just trying to determine what to add to the card. It seemed too simple, so I'm going to adhere this to the gray card base, which is a top folding card, and then I'm simply going to add some rhinestones, but again I smeared my ink there, so I had to touch it up with my white gel pen. And then for some reason I always find it hard to place these rhinestones, so you can see me trying to figure out where I want to put them and how many and what size. But I end up scattering them in a diagonal to draw your eye to the sentiment. And then I did place one in the center of the flower for a little bit of balance. And I thought I was done here, and then I said nope, I wanted to add a few more. So I'm going to add a couple more just to fill in a few more blanks. I felt it was still a little too open, if that makes sense. And here's the final rhinestone, so that I had an odd number here. And that completes the card. So very clean and simple design, but very elegant with that silver embossing. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.